Hello, sex geek. It's Reid from readaboutsex.com, and I am at a huge marketing event in San Diego right now called the Traffic and Conversion Summit, and it had me think of just like sex advice for when you're overstimulated in bed. And I'm walking outside where I hope it's going to be much quieter, but like sometimes in life, it can feel crazy and overstimulating, and some of us don't always have our words to talk about these things, to speak up, to say, hey, can we slow down? I need a break. And so let's see if it's quieter out here. So much nicer. Let's see here. Walk down. Hey, everybody. Do you guys want to say hi to Facebook?
Hey, Facebook.
Hi, I'm Reid.
Hey, I'm Ray.
Hey, tell my Facebook peeps who you guys are and why you're here.
Yeah, my name is John. Reid and I, we met actually at a Brendon Burchard conference a while back.
Yeah.
And we connected there. And we're here to learn more about marketing.
Okay.
It's good times. Yeah.
Well, I'm giving them some sex advice. Ray, what do you do?
Well, I do commercial real estate. I wrote a book called The 7 Laws of Abundance. But yeah, I know a thing about or two about sex. So.
Okay. Well, let me have this conversation. I'll try to find you guys before I head back in. All right. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, man.
All right. So back to what we were doing. So the idea that we can get overstimulated, and not, because we're overstimulated, not know what's going on or what we need, and so like we're in a sense of overwhelm and don't have our words. So one of the things, and this can be just not in the bedroom, but this can also be in just like in life. Because let's say you had a really tough day, or you were at a huge marketing conference, so you're geeking out on business or learning something. Maybe you have a partner or a loved one who's in graduate school or just school in general, or has a family member or someone. Let's say somebody, God forbid, somebody's ill, and you're trying to do all the paperwork or figure out all the stuff for their treatment. And so like you're just in overwhelm and overstimulated, and now you're trying to use sex and intimacy to decompress, and to kind of reboot, but it didn't, that you're stressed and you want to use sex or cuddling or kissing or taking a shower with a loved one or something. You want to use that because you have a need to kind of ground and connect, but you haven't modulated your state, and it can be really tough to try to use intimacy and sensuality to ground when you're in a really hyper overwhelmed state, or too much sensation, too much stimulation. So you kind of, for some people, not all people and not all the time, what we need to do is we need to decompress from the overstimulation to then be able to kind of slip in, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended, to slip into the sensuality piece, to be able to self-regulate enough, to down-regulate enough, to be able to open up and connect. If you try to connect too fast, or too soon, it just adds to the overstimulation effect. My friend, I have a couple of friends who are really good at these kinds of concepts. Diane Long is really great with self-regulation and down-regulation and things like that. I'll try to think of some good resources to point people at. But coming out of that, a really amazing 2 days of brain sex, and having to remember, I'm just learning nonstop, try to take a break, go take a nap, or even just lie down for 20 minutes. And for me to just breathe, put on a sleeping mask, put a pillow over my ear. I'm deaf in one ear, so I just need one pillow, and just take 15 minutes or 20 minutes to just stop. Maybe that's what would make your lovemaking session better, if you just kind of slowed down and stopped for a minute before trying to connect. Sometimes what we do is the overstimulation, we use the sensuality to reboot, but we do it too quickly. So we need that middle step. Not everybody and not all the time, but you may want to check in if you're with a partner or with yourself, because this could also go for masturbation and solo sensuality. Would taking a 10 or 20 minute break before you do anything be really great? If you just drop the kids off at soccer practice or off at the nanny's or whatever, and now it's date night, would either one of you benefit? Would you have a better date night if you took a minute to just go to separate rooms and get 20 minutes of alone time? That's all I'm going to say. So try that out, and just think about taking those little breaks as a form of self-care, or even prep before you try to connect sensually. And I'm loving that I'm seeing so many hearts and thumbs up and stuff like that. And I just want to say just thanks, everybody, for giving me an excuse to do my little Facebook Lives every day. I'm not trying to jinx it, but we've done every day since the beginning of the year. I think January 3rd, I think we started. And I just want to say thank you so much. Leave in the comments things that you want to hear me talk about, or email me at reid@readaboutsex.com. If you are at the Traffic and Conversion Summit, which is happening right now in San Diego, try to find me. Leave me a message on Facebook, or if you have my phone number, text me, and I'll try to find you here while I'm here. And I'm also, if you're in San Diego, I'm teaching 2 workshops this Monday and Tuesday. So go to readaboutsex.com/calendar, and you can find out the information there. All right, I'm going to go back in because our classes are going to start. And thank you, everyone, and enjoy wherever you're at. And just pay attention to if you're feeling overstimulated now. Okay? Bye.